Hey everyone. So, uh, in this particular video, we will see a simple program to perform convolution of two sequences. Okay. So, what we'll do, just to be more enthusiastic about the concept rather than the programming aspects, I am using the ready function conv here. Okay, in MATLAB. Okay. So, how does it work typically? So here is the directions given. So convolution, it is to implement the linear convolution of two given sequences. So the thing is, you are supposed to try convolute for inputs of different lengths. Okay, so first sequence may be of length 4, second sequence of maybe of length 5, with different starting points, and verify your answer. Okay, so different starting point in the sense, so your first sequence can be of length 4, second sequence of can be of length 5, first sequence can be of length 8, second sequence can be of length 3, right? And both the sequences need not always start from 0. Your first sequence can start at -1, second sequence can start at +2, right? So those things should be taken into consideration, because the starting point of your answer depends on the sum of starting point of first sequence and starting point of second sequence. Okay. Hmm? So how does the program go? So you can see here input, that's the command to read the first sequence. It's like your printf and scanf combination. Then this to read the second sequence. S1 and S2 are the starting point of the first sequence and starting point of the second sequence. And then you can see the starting point of the answer will be starting point of the last sequence plus starting point of the second sequence, and this y equal to conv x1 comma x2 simply performs the convolution of both the sequences. Okay, now what's the catch? Okay, fine, you got the result, but the problem is on our notebooks, whenever we are doing MATLAB in our DSP, it always starts from 0, right? X of 0, x of 1, x of 2, right? But for MATLAB, everything starts from 1. Okay, everything starts from 1. That is why while displaying the y-axis against x-axis and y-axis, I usually, if at all, I simply display the answer y. My first value starts from 1, right? That's the first thing I need to take care. The second thing, what's going to happen is, from where does it want to, where do I want it to start, and where do I want it to go? Actually, your answer never need not start from 1, or it need not start from 0, right? The starting point of your answer will be starting point of first sequence plus starting point of the second sequence. So this is where we start. And suppose my length is 5, and say my answer is starting from -3, then till where does it go? So it starts from -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, right? So till then, so it is starting point of the first the answer, and the total expected length -1 to make up for that the total length, because I told you MATLAB it always starts from 1 in MATLAB, so to make up for it, plus s, which is the starting point, right? You have to subtract it, because say I had a length of 5, and if my answer was starting from 0, then my answer would have started at 0 and it would have gone till 4, right? The value at 0, value at 1, value at 2, value at 3, and value at 4. So that makes totally 5 points, right? So let me try and draw it here. Can I wait a second? Okay, let me draw it here. No, it's wait a second. Okay. Say I have an answer here. Say my answer is starting from, say 0. Then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 values. So they will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the meanwhile, say my answer is starting from, say, -3. That's the starting point of my answer. Then till where does it go? It starts at -3, 1, then at -2, then at -1, then at 0, and then at 1. Answer started at -3 and ended at 1. So for this, what I have to do? See, my answer did not start from 0. So that is why what I have done. My answer starts from S, which is the starting point of my result, which is sum of the starting point of first sequence plus starting point of second sequence. Then afterwards, total length, right? So length of your convolution, what will be the typical length of your convolution? Length of your convolution will be length of the first sequence plus length of the second sequence minus 1. Suppose your first sequence is of length say 5, second sequence say is of length 8, then my answer is will be of length 8 plus 5 minus 1. Okay, so anyway, length y, the command, the function length y, it simply returns us the length of the convolution. Minus 1 you have to make because you want your answer to start from 0, not from 1, and then to make up for whatever the the pull that you have created on the left side, so you have to add this s here. So it started at minus 3 plus 5, right? Minus 3 plus whatever the length, here. What is the length here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Plus 5 minus 1. Okay. Minus 1. Okay. So that's how it is going to be. Okay. So let us give this a try. Let's give it a try. Okay. So more effort here has been consumed. Okay, so this here is the piece of your program, CONV. That's it, we are done here. But then we read these values x1 and x2 because we wanted to make the program interactive. Starting point of the first and second sequences, right? Because we wanted to know the different possibilities. And then afterwards, we wanted our results, and we wanted to start from exactly starting point of the result, and to have a proper x-axis. You can see here for stem, this is my x-axis, and I'm plotting this x-axis along with this y, which is my y-axis, and then some labels. Okay, the commands for the labels, right? That is proper labels. Now let me run the whole program. Let me run the whole program now. So yeah, let me go to editor, and yeah, there I run the thing. Okay. Let me go to the command window now. Let me go to the command window. Okay. So yeah, there is a catch. Okay, let me just show you. There's some problem with my MATLAB. Okay. So enter the first sequence. So here I am entering my first sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, that's my length of first sequence. You can see the length is 5. Then I will enter my second sequence. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, just to add. Okay, now say let me say my starting point of the first sequence is -1 instead of 0. Say it starts from -1. The second sequence, say it also starts at say -1. Then my answer should start from. So here is a simple display. Here is simple display, and see here you can see. Okay, so a starting point of my answer. So from -2 started, and -2 plus total length is how much? 5 plus 6 minus 1. So that is 5 plus 6 minus 1. That is 10, right? So -2 plus 10. So that is 8. And then you have to make up for what? The 1 extra. Okay, that is what the formula for x-axis was. Okay, so that was a simple linear convolution. If at all you want to have a circular convolution, then perhaps one thing. So the command is cconv. That will be the command for circular convolution. Anyway, so now what I want you students to try is take the simplest example of lengths maybe 3 or 4, perform a convolution on the notebook, and then try it on MATLAB and check if at all you got it right. Okay, so that's it. So in the next video, I will be discussing with you about the properties of linear convolution. That's that.